Okay, this is one of two reviews that we're going to do to practice for or two class reviews that we're going to practice for our test coming up next week. So let's go through it. This would be similar to how the test would be, where you have to identify the shape and then go from there. So number one, we have a prism. Prisms have two bases, so we're going to shade our two bases. The first thing they want is capital P. Capital P is the perimeter of one base. So I'm going to start adding up all the sides of one base. And when I do that, I'm going to get 24 inches. Capital B is the area of one base. So to get area of a rectangle, you're going to take base times height, so 3 times 9, 27 inches squared. Okay, height in a prism is the distance between the two bases. That's 15 inches. Alright, you should have your formula sheets out for this. Now they want lateral area of a prism. That should be the first formula on your sheet. If you look, it's perimeter times height. So perimeter is 24, height is 15. So 24 times 15 is 360. You have 360 inches squared. Total surface area is your lateral area. Plus, we have two shaded bases. Each base has an area of 27. So we have 360 plus 54 for a total of 414 inches squared. We're just dealing with surface area, so everything's inches squared except height and perimeter. Okay, number two. Number two is also a prism. Prisms have two bases, and the two bases are going to be your hexagons. Capital P stands for the perimeter of one base. Well, a hexagon has 6 sides, and they all have a length of 6, so that's going to be 48 centimeters squared. Total surface area. Well, for a hexagon, our formula is 1/2 little a times perimeter. So we don't know the apothem yet, but we know the perimeter is 48. So let's find the apothem. When we draw in the radius and the apothem, split the side in half. So the whole side was 8, so now it's 4 and 4. This is a 30, 60, 90, so the short side is 4. The medium side of our apothem is 4 square root 3. Half 4 is 2. 2 times 4 would be 96 square root 3 centimeters squared. Oh, I made a mistake. Perimeter is supposed to be centimeters. Okay, height. Height is the distance between the two bases, which in this case is 14 centimeters. Now to find lateral area. What's a prism? Still the same formula as number one, even though it looks different. So prism or lateral area for a prism is perimeter 48 times height 14. So 48 times 14 is 672. Whoops. There you go. You get 672 centimeters squared. Total surface area is the lateral area, 672. Plus, we have two bases. Each base has an area of 96 square root 3. So when I simplify that, I get 672 plus 192 square root 3. Next thing to do is add them together, but I can't because they're not like terms. So I write the label once at the end. And that is my surface area. Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3, also a prism. Prisms have two bases, so it's going to be the two triangles. So for the perimeter, I have to add up all the sides. So the bottom here is 5, this diagonal is 13, plus, we don't know this side here. So to find that side there, we're going to have to do Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to do 5 squared plus x squared equals 13 squared. Here, 25 plus x squared is 169. Subtract, so you get x squared is 144. So x is 12. So that missing side is 12. Okay, so now we add it together. So the grand total of 30 millimeters. Area is 1/2 base times height. In the right triangle, the base and the height are two that form the right angle, so that'd be 12 and 5. That'll be 30 millimeters squared. The height of the prism is the distance between the two bases, which is 20 millimeters. The lateral area of the prism, still the same formula, perimeter times height, which gives you 600 millimeters squared. Total surface area is the lateral area, plus we shaded two triangles. Each triangle has an area of 30, so it's going to be 600 plus 60, which is 660 millimeters squared. Okay, number 4, we changed shape. It's now a cylinder, but it still has two bases, so we haven't changed formula. First, they want perimeter, that's circumference. Well, this is the diameter, so that means it's going to be pi times diameter. So that's 16 pi feet. The base is a circle, so that's pi times the radius squared. Well, the diameter is 16, the radius is 8, so that's 64 pi feet squared. Height, the distance between the two bases, 24 feet. So even though we have a different shape, still got two bases, it's still lumped together if you look at your formula sheet. So lateral area is perimeter, 16 pi, times height, 24. So 16 times 24 is 384. So we get 384 pi feet squared. Okay, total surface area is your lateral area, which is 384 pi, plus, we shaded two bases. Each base has an area of 64 pi. So we have 384 pi plus 128 pi. So grand total of 512 pi feet squared. Okay, next shape, number 5, we have a pyramid. Now our formulas are changing because now we just have one base. Okay, capital P is the perimeter that add up all the sides. So it's a square. All the sides are 24. So that gives you a perimeter of 96 meters. The area of the base, one area of the square is side square. We get 24 squared. And let me see exactly what it is. Oh, 576. So we get 576 meters squared. Slant height in the pyramid, the slant height goes down the middle of the base of a pyramid, and it splits the side in half. So if the whole side is 24, now each of these are 12, and here's your slant height. So I'm going to have to do the diagram here. I'm going to triangle that I'm working with, this triangle right here. So when you plug it in, you're going to have the slant height squared plus 12 squared equals 20 squared. Pause the video and try that on your own. Slant height comes out to be 16. Okay, there's only one base. Formula changes. Look at your formula sheet. For a pyramid and cone, lateral area is 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height. And that gives us 768 meters squared. Got the label on the slant height. That's just meters. Total surface area is the lateral area, which is 768. But now we only shaded one base, and that one base has an area of 576. So we add it together and we get 1344 meters squared. Okay, number 6 is a cone. A cone has just one base, so that's why you put it together with pyramid. Perimeter, this is the radius. So it's going to be 2 pi times the radius, which is 12 pi yards. Base is pi times the radius squared, which would be 36 pi yards squared. Slant height. Slant height in the cone is whatever slant it. It wasn't given to you, so you have to use the diagram theorem. So you have 6 squared plus 8 squared equals slant height squared. You can't see it. This is the triangle that I'm using. Okay, pause this video and figure out what the slant height is. Slant height should be 10. So the lateral area, just like a pyramid, because they have one cone, it's going to be 1/2 perimeter times your slant height. So that's going to be 65 yards squared. Total surface area is your lateral area. Plus, you have one base. That one base is 36 pi. That gives you 96 pi yards squared. Okay, let's turn over the back. Now we're dealing with volume. This first shape is a prism. Prisms have two bases. Now notice, when it's volume, they don't want perimeter anymore. They want to start with the area of the base, or the triangle. So it's going to be 1/2 times the base, which is 6, times the height, which they didn't give you, so we have to draw in the height. Creates a 30, 60, 90. So the short side is 3, and the medium side is 3 square root 3. So the area is 9 square root 3 centimeters squared. Height of the prism is how far the base is on. 10 centimeters. Volume of a prism. Look at your formula sheet. It should be about the fifth one down. So it's going to be base times the height, which is 90 square root 3 centimeters squared. Number 8. Cylinder. Two bases. Okay, capital B is the area of the base, and the area of the base is pi r squared. This right here is the diameter. So the radius is 5, so that's going to be 25 pi meters squared. Height. Height of the cylinder is 15 meters. I feel like it was the cylinders, you know. So if you look, cylinders and prisms have two bases that are lumped together. They have the same formula. So volume is base times height. So 25 times 15 is 375. So we get 375 pi meters squared. Number 9. Number 9 is pyramid. Pyramids have one base. Capital P is the area of that one base. Well, it's a square, so the area of the square is side squared. 16 squared is 256 feet squared. Height. The height in the pyramid goes from the point to the center of the base. This is the height. And it creates a right triangle using the height, half the side, and the slant height. Okay, so since this height goes from the center out, and this whole side over here is 16, halfway is going to be 8. So our triangle is the height squared plus 8 squared equals 15 squared. Pause the video and calculate that number. You should, oh, I wrote down the wrong number. This is not 15. This is 17. Your height comes up to 15. Sorry. Okay. So then the height is 15 feet. So your volume, now it changes. Up here we had two bases. Now we just have one. So if you change, look at the bottom formula on the front. It's going to be 1/3 base, which is 256, times your height, which is 15. A third of 15 is 5. And then it's 256 times 5. It gives us 1280 feet cubed when it's volume. 10. 10 is a cone. Cones have one base, just like a pyramid. That's why they get lumped together. Base, pi r squared. And this right here is the radius. So 9 squared is 81, so you get 81 pi feet squared. The height, just like a pyramid, is from the point to the center of the base. So this is the triangle we're working with, and that's what you're going to do for Pythagorean pyramid. So we have h squared plus 9 squared equals 50 and squared. So if you calculate that, the height comes out to be 12 feet. So your volume, pyramids and cones go together. They have one base. So the volume is going to be 1/3 the base times the height. So when we multiply that, we get 324 pi meters cubed. Look at this, I've been writing the wrong label. It should be feet squared. It should be feet. Oh, what did I keep doing feet? It's meters. Yeah. Okay. 2, 3. Oh, how much? There you go. At least the math is right. Okay. This is one we did with the spheres just a little bit ago. This is talking about, this is information about the Great Circle. They gave you the circumference of the sphere, or whatever the radius is of the Great Circle is the same as the radius of the sphere. And we know circumference is 2 pi times the radius. And the circumference in this one is 12 pi. So that equals 2 pi r. So the pi's cancel out. So you need 12 equals 2 times the radius. So I divide by 2, so the radius is 6 inches. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi times the radius squared. So we have 4 pi times 36. We have 4 times 36, which gives you 144 pi inches squared. Volume of a sphere, 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. So we get 4/3 pi, and we'll put that in our calculator using this button or this button. It's 6 cubed, 216. And remember, 3 goes into the radius, 3 goes into the radius cubed. 216 divided by 3 is 72, times 4 is 288. So you get 288 pi inches cubed. Okay, let's look at number 12. They gave us the diameter, so the radius is 7 millimeters. Surface area is 4 pi times 7 squared. So we get 4 pi times 49. That gives us 196 pi millimeters squared. Volume is 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. Okay, put that in the calculator. 7 cubed is 343. Now we check. If 3 goes into the radius, then 3 will go into the radius cubed. 3 is not going to 7, so that's not going to simplify. So think of these all over 1, multiply straight across the top. 4 times pi times 343 is 1372. Pi all over 3 times 1 times 1 is 3, and it's millimeters cubed. Okay, you're all done. You can get to homework.